Hi, everybody. This is Ernesto, licensed marriage and family therapist, and I've got Joe Muirhead. I know.
Yay!
Hey, Joe. Let me ask you.
All the way from wintry southern hemisphere where it's winter.
Wait,
I know.
what?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
winter.
really?
Yes, it's winter.
So this means it's not summer like here, and we're
Mm.
burning to death. No.
No, I'm doing. Yeah, I'm watching all of my Facebook feed from people on the West Coast going. It's 5 weeks till spring. I can hold out. 5 weeks till spring. I can hold
Oh
out.
my gosh, that's hilarious. Well, for those of you who are joining us right now, this is Joe Muirhead, and I'm gonna have her introduce herself to you. But I'm pretty sure you know her. But I am so proud to announce that she is one of our sponsors, and she will be coming all the way from Australia to Kauai. What the heck?
Yeah, so there'll be no complaining about how expensive flights are and no complaining about how much time you're in the air. All right,
Wow,
just
wow.
no. I win all of that.
Yes. And so, one of the reasons why I'm so excited that she's not only that she's going, but Joe has been such a huge support system for me. I mean, if you want to think about a cheerleader on a lot of caffeine, for me, that's Joe. That's Joe. I mean, literally, when I see her support, it's just exciting to watch, and it's good for
Oh,
me because it's beautiful that we all have that support. And Joe Muirhead is actually one of those individuals for me. And when she offered to be a sponsor and come to Kauai, that literally meant the world for me because before Joe, we talked about this. I was only expecting 20 people.
yeah. I remember that conversation.
And lo and behold, now it's gotten a little bit bigger. But Joe, besides that, I want you to
Yeah.
introduce to my community, to our community, you. Introduce you.
Okay. Well, hi, I'm Joe. I'm talking to you from the very sunny Blue Mountains today. So
Wow.
I'm west of Sydney. I'm about 80 kilometres west of the coast. Very fresh air. We will probably get, oh yes, they've just started to arrive. We'll have some sulphur cockatoos and possibly some kookaburras make some noise. Just so you're aware,
I love that.
we have amazing wildlife here. So I live in a national park.
Wow.
Yeah. And, yeah, see, I don't know if you could hear
I
that, but
do.
yeah, we seem to have, it's coming into spring, so wildlife is starting to go, ooh, let's get
Do
amaret.
they? My
Um,
question is.
so yeah,
My question is. Do they attack?
no.
No. Okay. Good.
No, they're more comical than anything else. They like to attack our mandarin and lemon tree, and what they do is they bite a piece of well, they take a bite out of a piece of fruit, and then they throw it on the ground, and then they play soccer with it.
No.
So yeah,
Oh my gosh!
kind
I
of
hear
entered.
it.
Yeah, that's just one. I'm like, come on, dudes, you were supposed to be here earlier, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm a rehabilitation counsellor by qualification. So here in Australia, I graduated from the University of Sydney in 1994. Done a few things. I've got lots of information on my history on my blog. Basically, 9 years ago, I stepped out into my own private practice with this obscure thing called rehab counselling. It's not a mainstream psychology or mental health profession here. In fact, it's one of those degrees people go, what do you do with that?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I had to learn pretty much from the ground up how you niche yourself, how you talk to the problems of your market, and how you generate referrals for yourself. So in 2011, I built something that was pretty awesome, which I've continued to do. I had more work than I knew what to do within the first 6 weeks of me starting my practice, and that's I've now got a team of allied health professionals. We get flown all over the country doing the work that we do. We've got some amazing opportunities that have opened up to us this year, just because we've been really solid on who we are, who we serve, and the problems that we solve.
Wow.
So in 2011, I had a few, mainly occupational therapists, come to me and say, could you teach me what it is that you've done? So I started off with a 6-week program, which was basically how to get from employment to your first paying clients. And then over the years, I've just continued to refine my coaching knowledge and skills. So I am actually, I've got that under my belt. So I'm not just a counselor. I have got some coaching expertise or experience. And I liken myself to being like the jigsaw puzzle master. So we've got all of these people running around going, I need to do this and this and this and this and this and this. And there's all these pieces all over the place. They're like, where the hell do I start? Yeah. And what my gift seems to be is to be able to pull all of those pieces together and start to form the whole picture from the inside out. Yeah. So I'm pretty passionate about making sure that we're all strong enough and well enough and have the capacity to keep doing this work. I'm a fairly vocal opponent of the churn and burn of health professionals all over the world. If there's no one left to do the work, then nobody's going to get help. And that concerns me, because we know statistically that mental health conditions are only going to worsen. We're almost at 2020, and we're starting to exceed the predictions that the World Health Organization made back in the year 2000. Wow. Yes, I am a nerd for that sort of stuff. So I jumped at the chance to support you, Ernesto. Ever since I've met you back in 2015, I guess we kind of met, and we were just like, every time we opened our mouth, we were almost finishing each other's sentences. Yes. It was very much a passion for bringing through newly licensed and newly qualified people, and making sure that they didn't repeat the mistakes that we had made, or they were able to continue the legacy that's been built by the greats that have gone before us, and that they could understand that we've moved into a new way of operating, which is what my book is about, which is all about being the entrepreneurial clinician. Nice segue. We didn't even plan that.
There you go.
That was cool.
One of the things I appreciated about your work is that your approach to business development, professional development, is something that I can resonate with. It's no BS approach to private practice. I just absolutely love that. You tell it how it is. You go into the certain types of mindset that keeps people stuck and also overwhelmed. Yeah. And one of the things that you do really, really well is speak to the spirit and the soul of the clinician and go, look, what is the purpose here? What's going on? And you put the overwhelm into a package where it's manageable. And I just love your approach to business coaching, to professional development like that.
Thank you. I think that's from years and years of, I actually find that easy. That's what I've been doing clinically, probably for the last 20 years as well. I have the privilege of working with people when they're in incredibly horrible places of their life and feeling totally out of control. So I also used to be the queen of overwhelm. So Overwhelm and we were good friends. So it's about helping. And I think we're really tough on ourselves. We think that we should be able to get through that stuff out on our own. Like, why should I need help for that? Like, we do. We get lost in all the details. We get lost in our feelings. We get lost in our amygdala doing its thing. So we need perspective, but we need people that we can trust that have got our back. And I think that's where you and I come along, is I know you've got my back. I know you know that I've got your back. We don't tolerate rubbish from anybody. We cut through that pretty quickly. Yeah. I'm 46, Ernesto. I don't have time for any more BS in my life. There's too much stuff I want to do and be a part of. Yeah. And that some people have described me as being a bit scary and intimidating. It's not my intention. My intention is to help people take responsibility for what is theirs. And in this day and age, if we don't do that, no one else is going to. And that's probably the message that the generations need to hear now, is that the days are gone when it was somebody else's responsibility. It's ours. If we're going to make our work for us, if we're going to make our life work for us and bring those two things together, the only person that we really have responsible for that is us. Mm-hmm. And that's the gift of being the entrepreneur. Whether you're an employee or not an employee, we get to choose. So,
absolutely. So,
that's what it's like.
One of the things that I'm very impressed about is Some of the things that one of the reasons why I'm so excited that Joe is coming to the Kauai retreat. And first of all, let me back up. For those of you who are just joining in, Joe Muirhead is one of my speakers at the conference, and I was so excited when she agreed to it, because I know that she will not only bring the expertise, but she has the energy for it, and that's what I look for in any of my speaking engagements, is the energy. And she's going there basically just as a support system for you. But that's what she's saying. But for me, I want you to pick up the phone, call her, and schedule a time to consult with her, because I'm telling you this, she will take your program from good and great to productive and excellent. And I've seen that work. I've seen her model work. And so she maybe want to be a support system for you in Kauai or even way before, but I want you to purchase her program and her book when she's there. I'm going to say
thank you.
Right? So, I do want to go into the segment of your book. Can I ask about that?
Okay.
Okay.
You can. I may not have all the answers.
One of the things that you are really good at is looking at the stuck, the overwhelmed, and you really care about the process of the clinician to get them from good to excellent to great. But there's so many things along the way, right, that kind of get them stuck. Can you speak more to that?
Oh, sure. Well, the first thing is we're all perfectionists, and that makes us awesome clinicians. So when we do, any of us, regardless of what your discipline is, so I've worked with so many health professionals of like speechies, OTs, physios, osteopaths, plus your social workers, your licensed professional counselors. Wow. We are very, very good at the details. And sorry?
Psychologists?
Oh, yes, psychologists, psychiatrists, GPs. Like, I just didn't want the list to go on too long. Rehab counsellors. Woohoo! And when we're taught how to do our clinical work, what I refer to as our clinical work, the main premise for all of us is do no harm. We don't want to harm anyone. So we're very, very good at being risk adverse. We're very good at looking at all the evidence, not just the research evidence, but also the evidence. And we want to know that what we're doing is adding value and adding is not going to harm anyone. So we come from this really almost negative place to start with. Am I going to do something that harms this person, as opposed to what can I do that helps this person? And helping people when they go into private practice shift this mindset around, if you've got something to offer and you've got something to serve, you actually need to go out to the marketplace and help them understand that before you diagnose them, before you start treating them like a list of symptoms. Because we see way too many therapists or clinicians thinking that the conversation with their client is starting here, which is ground zero, but the client's actually way back here at -20 and they haven't even made the decision yet. So we've got this whole conversation piece that too few people are having, which is encouraging people. Why do you need therapy? It's like people get so frustrated about people don't respect therapy. No, people don't understand what value you bring. They just don't. If they knew the value that we bring, like I say it quite openly now. My team and I, we give people back their lives. A surgeon will sew them up. Physiotherapists will teach them how to walk. Occupational therapists might look after their kids and how to rearrange their kitchen now that they've, living in a wheelchair, or they've got a really sore back, or they've got a head injury. We help them make sense of the rest of their life and put employment into that picture.
Wow. That is pretty profound.
But to me, it feels like common sense. It's like, well, duh, that's what we do every day. And I think part of what we need to get better at in this day and age in helping people, and this is what my book is uncovering, is if we can't articulate what we do that well, why would anybody want to work with us? One of my favorite phrases at the moment is nobody wants to CBT their ADD so they can feel better.
Wow.
We've got all of this therapists, and every discipline does it. Like, we are not, mental health professionals are not alone. We do it because it's like we've trained our brain. That's how we think. We think in these acronyms. We think in this speak. but it's not serving our clients, or it's not serving our prospective clients. So the first thing we've got to do is just let go of the fact that if we are trained and licensed and been appropriately supervised and have good people in our world, you're not going to hurt anyone, right? If you are conscientious about the work you do, you're not going to harm anyone. So now we need to move beyond that and go, how am I going to do this work? And who needs to know that I'm available to do this work? Yeah. And we don't like it because, you know, in yours and my generation, when we graduated, good work was enough.
Yeah.
We wanted our reputation to speak for ourselves. If you did good work, you got more work. If you did good work, you got more work. It doesn't work like that anymore.
Wow.
And we're not going to change it.
Yeah. You know,
we might not like it, but we're not going to change it.
That is so true. So for those of you guys that are listening, this is the reason why I invited Joe to come and speak. And I mean, 2 hours is not enough, obviously, to get the full Joe. So you've got a few days to hang out with her. When you are there on Kauai, please set her aside, have your Mai Tai, have your drink, and schedule a consultation time with her and a one-on-one, because I got to tell you, yes, she's great at the speaking piece. She can tell you all the knowledge, but the magic happens at one-on-one. And I know that for a fact because I've experienced that. So if you notice some of my increase in the, not the aggression, but the assertiveness of my marketing, I got to tell all of you, it came from Joe, actually. Within 2015, from that time on, I started getting very, very confident in my own marketing and myself. And I've been watching her stuff. And of course, there's other people involved. But if you notice, some of her marketing and her messaging is really spot on. The reason why is because she's one of the clinicians that I know that attacks the area of the clinicians, the therapists like me, that is not only overwhelmed, but also fearful. And please, 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 when you're on Kauai, set her aside and go, okay, what's going on? Even some people that I talk to have have testified to it. So, you know, Joe, I know that on Kauai, there's you're going to be speaking, you're going to be talking to the community there. What's one thing that you want the mental health community to know about the value that they bring into the therapeutic setting?
Oh, you ready? I'm going to go on my soapbox.
Do it.
Okay. Therapist, you matter. Not everybody can do it the way you do it. We need you to be healthy, whole, and committed. We need you to have the energy and the capacity to be able to do this work. We're coming into generations where we've got mental health issues or mental health disorders being triggered by things that weren't even around 20 years ago. I didn't grow up in a time when kids were taught how to hide from gunmen in schools. I didn't grow up with online internet bullying. I didn't have a computer at uni. So I don't think you realize the gift that you have. I don't care how old you are, who you are matters. We've got this aging population, but we've also got all these really young people coming through. The wisdom of the elders. If you think you're too old for this, if you think that you passed your use by date, man, we need you. The wisdom that the elders bring to this community is incredible. And young people, we need you, because we don't know how to solve the problems of today. We can diagnose, we can treat, we know what anxiety looks like, we know what depression looks like, but we need you to actually help us with new tools and resources and ways to think about this stuff. We've actually got to come together and be prepared to go, don't have all the answers. And that's terrifying for us.
That's true. That's true. Very true.
Yeah. So it does. If every person is unique, every client is unique. There are going to be some clients that Ernesto works with that I could never work with. You do marriage and family therapy, don't you, Ernesto? Yeah, I don't touch that. But, you know, send me a CEO with an adjustment disorder and a bilateral hip replacement, that I can work with.
Wow.
So you
Yeah,
know.
that's not me at all. And you know, you nailed it on the head. I really do think that this next generation, even this generation, confusion lies in the area when you really don't know your true value, right? Yourself, and
Mhm.
that's where a lot of the paralysis comes in, because if you can't figure yourself out, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're going to have a mental block helping other people, right? And so
Oh, we we can't, if we're worried about the fact that we haven't got enough clients coming in the door because we can't afford to eat or pay the rent or pay, we're not, I don't care who you are, you're not present. So we actually have to have those needs taken care of, and we can't be sitting there freaking out that our client's about to discharge because it means I can't pay rent next week.
mm-hmm.
Ernesto warned you, I am no book BS, and I am a bit of a truth teller, but it concerns me because I have people coming in to work with me one-on-one, and the first question, we have two things we have to nail is, how are you going to support yourself during this process? And number two, how much time can you dedicate to this? Because growing a private practice is not your right,
Yeah.
it's a responsibility, and it's a choice that you have.
Excellent point. And there is no shortcut. There's
No.
no shortcut to this. You have to go full force all the way through, and making sure that you understand that any shortcut can actually, you know, negatively affect your business. It really does.
Oh, I spent $100,000 buying shortcuts. That's a house deposit. So woo, that's gone. And not everybody is the same. I'm a bit of the anti-7-step systems approach, and I think that's because I am so focused on the individual. Because there are some people who can do the part-time work and gradually build up their private practice really well. There are some people who just need to jump all in, and they do that really well. There are some people who should never manage another clinician. There are some people who should only do management. So because I've done all of those things, and I've helped so many people grow those things, I'm really good at helping you identify what's going to work best for you now and into the future. Because just because you see other people doing 7-figure revenues, building a group practice, that's awesome. But the skill set that it takes to manage that, and I know Maureen's going to speak into that, is completely different to if it was just you and you had good quality therapy clients and you were speaking and you were writing and you were generating 7 figures. Like, it's a completely different skill set, and that's okay. It's all needed, but don't try and be something you're not.
That is absolutely true. And Joe, I love that you're calling that out loud. And, you know, that's something that we need to be honest about. And when we are honest about that, then you know, we can move into that. So again, for those of you who are watching, I know she's not going to say she wants to be a support system for you on Kauai, but I want you to email her, to schedule an appointment with her, to sit down one-on-one on Kauai, or even way before, okay?
Yeah.
And just talk to her one-on-one about what's going on in your world, in your business world, and she really, really can help you. Joe, real quick, before we end, your book. Where are you with, because I'm so excited about your book.
Okay. So you think that graduating from college is like, you kind of go, oh, thank God that's done. I don't have to do any more self-development. Then you start your private practice and you go, oh my God, I found all these things I haven't dealt with. Then you write a book. It comes back up again. So I've got one more chapter of the book to do its first draft, and then the chapters are first draft, which then means I have to go back and read the notes from my editor. I don't like that bit. Because I hear everything as a criticism, apart from the fact she starts everything with, Joe, this is really awesome. And then it's like all the stuff that's bad.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I've got some interviews lined up to go in the book as well from some really inspirational people that a lot of Americans may not have heard from before, but I think you'll enjoy the stories. So I've wanted to talk to people who have really got a gift for this thing we call being entrepreneurial, and helping people understand. So my goal of the book is to help clinicians understand it's not either or, that being entrepreneurial in this day and age is actually, it's a literacy. So it is. Because when we're recruiting an Esther, we want people who come in, we expect them to come in with the clinical skills, but we also want them to come into our business prepared to blog,
Very true.
do videos, to talk about us, to go out and network, to go the extra mile, to get their paperwork in on time, to do their co-pays. It's not just about clinical skills anymore. There's so much more that comes with it, and we need to pay attention to it, because we as employers are getting frustrated, and then we're bringing in new recruits who are hungry for that stuff, but employers don't understand that that's what they're hungry for, so they don't give it to them, and then we lose them, and then we get cranky with each other.
Wow.
It's a vicious cycle that's unnecessary. Yeah, I possibly see. I don't sleep very well, so I spend a lot of time thinking.
Yeah, and it's so needed, and like I said, you're going to have your book on Kauai, right?
Yeah. It'll be there, and it'll be the first place that it'll be available as a tangible thing for people to take away. So,
wow,
that's going to be fun.
So, on Kauai, what I would want everyone to do is I want to see people walking around with Joe's book.
Okay? Oh, yes, please.
Right. I want to be walking around with Joe's book. I want to be seeing people with their Mai Tai in one hand and Joe's book in another hand, right? Or the gift basket that I give you and Joe's book on the other hand, right? So when you go there, please pick up this book, because from personal experience, I know Joe has been such one of the pillars. I know I keep talking about pillars, but one of the pillars in my professional development. And now she's coming up with this book. I remember when she first posted, I'm writing a book. I'm like, what? And I love books.
Yeah.
And so
I will share with you, this is not a step-by-step book. This is not do A, then B, then C, then D. That's not me. This book is, this is the mess we are in, and this is how we need to help ourselves get out of it, and this is how you need to change your thinking to allow you to do that.
Wow.
So if anybody thought that it was you start at A and you end up at Z, I'm not your girl.
Awesome. And it's upfront. It's in your face, and I know Joe's style. It's really gonna be life-changing for you. So for those of you who have not registered for this event yet, please click on the link above or in this video to register for the event. I'm going to make sure there's going to be spot for you. I don't like turning people away. Right now, we're at 105 clinicians coming.
You know what's really cool? Yeah. I've got 4 of my own practice building clients who are coming to this event, who have already signed up. I'm going to meet some of them that I've never, ever met before.
This is awesome. This is just awesome.
Yeah.
So again, for those of you, there is a deadline, but the thing is, I'm going to try my best to keep it an open door. The only issue right now is making sure that there's enough food.
You can deal with that. Yeah. Or your sister. Somebody can do that.
Exactly. So Joe, thank you so much for this interview. And thank you for coming to Kauai.
Oh, thank you for inviting me, and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. Please get in touch.
All right. So I just spoke with Joe Muirhead. Give her a call. I'm going to have her information in this video and in the post that I'm going to be doing in a few weeks here. But please schedule a time to meet with her either virtually or on Kauai, because I'm telling you, she's going to have a line out the door to be, to consult with. So please make her busy.
Thank you. Yes, let's do that.
All right,
thanks, Ernesto. Go enjoy your afternoon.
Thank you so much. Aloha.
Aloha.